conveyor belt. That's what it is. A conveyor belt. It takes you north, south, east, west, on top or inside, above ground or below. It carries you along with 11,999,999 other people every day. It's a conveyor belt with a difference, too. It's a very complicated one with deft hands, sharp eyes, and quick brains, with a long memory and an easy way of answering questions. Bakerloo line, madam? Platform 5, that way. Great Portland Street, Bakerloo to Baker Street, then change to Circle Line, sir. It knows it's London, too. For instance, how would you get to the Lost Property Office? I should take a number 2 bus along Baker Street, sir. That's how it goes all day long. A conveyor belt with a difference. It helps you on and it helps you off, whichever way you're going. But it can't help things like this. Things that get forgotten and left behind. Tom, somebody's left a tortoise in the bus, eh? A tortoise? Come off it. Straight up, it's a tortoise. Or you might find a glove on the top deck and get a lot of funny answers when you try and find out who owns it. Must have been that dame who got off at Victoria. I should run after her, mate. She was wearing a hat, a coat, and legs all the way down to her ankles. You can't miss her. Often it's a passenger who turns something in. Excuse me, can I give you this umbrella? I found it in the tube. I ran after the gentleman who left it behind, but he got away. A district line at Earl's Court. Thank you, miss. So the conveyor belt has to set about dealing with the problem. Every time a guard comes off duty, he goes through his train to see if anything's been left. There's no telling what he might find. Hats and coats, boots and shoes, things you'd never dream people would take off in the train. Ah, even a torso. Hey, here's a turn up for the book. Pity she's got no visible means of support. What are you going to do with her? What about taking her home? A lot of good that'll do you. Well, she looks in need of care and attention, don't she? She'll get that all right at Baker Street. Yeah, I'm doing it now. Left my lamp behind. That's one of the differences about this conveyor belt. It has human parts with human tastes, and they may have a thirst for exercise or culture, or just for peace and quiet. Or they might like to go in for a bit of domestic science. Anyway, once they've finished a day's work like anybody else, they like to get away. But if there's any lost property, it's got to be handed in first. If anything's left on a bus, it's not enough to have it handed in with the information that it was found on a bus. If you're going to get it back to its owner, you've got to know which bus, what route, which direction, what time. And you've got to record a description of the article as soon as it's handed in. It's common sense. But it can be a nuisance to the clippy who's got to get the kids to bed and a meal ready for the old man. Meanwhile, there's the other side of the picture. The people who want to recover their property. There's the lady who's lost her glove. The chap who's lost the Lost Property Office. And here's the little girl who wonders what's happened to her tortoise. Do you think they would have Percy there, Mummy? Oh, the lost property. Well, he's not sure to be there, dear. But he might be, Mummy. They even look after elephants. I've seen them on the posters. What am I supposed to do with this tortoise? I'd like to meet the chap who put elephants on the posters. Well, how do I feed it? It won't eat cake. Okay, you can have it. By van from the bus depots, by train and barrow from the tubes, the lost property comes to the office in Baker Street. Now, when you get lost articles coming in every day, you've got to make sure they don't go missing again. In the bottom of a bag, for instance. Well, there's no elephants left in that one. Then you've got to make sure the glass eyes don't get in with the false teeth, so to speak. That's where the form filled out in the depot comes in. There's a form to describe every article. Every article is labelled. Then they're both numbered. 23444 on the form, 23444 on the label, 23445 on the label, 23445 on the form. Then toupees in with the wigs. Men's umbrellas, ladies' umbrellas. Pairs of gloves together, single gloves alone. And miscellaneous. Finally, if there's an address anywhere on the article, a card goes out to say that it's waiting to be collected at the Lost Property Office, Baker Street. But whether notified or not, every day over 1,500 people come here to collect their property. You can't phone, you must come or write. Can you remember where you lost it, madam? On a number 11 bus going to Victoria? Yes, it looks as if this might be the one, madam. Oh, yes, we shall be able to find it, all right. And this is where those numbers come in. Write the number on the form on a slip of paper and send it down to the storeman. Then he can set about finding 23151 single glove. 23151 single glove. 23151 single glove. 23. Ah! Meanwhile, the counter hand is coming down to collect it. If you'll just sign here, madam, just to say that you've recovered the glove and that you're prepared to pay a small charge for the service. And madam is very grateful. You'll find the cashier at the end of the counter, madam. So the charge is paid and the lost articles find their way home again. Oh, madam. Oh, madam. So everybody's satisfied. The staff get a little thank you, and the customer gets his property.